get new ideas. More importantly, meetings like this indicate the extent to which young people are rising up to carve their space and summon us to their event so that we can share ideas and the possibilities of Africa's tomorrow. It used to be the other way around. In Africa's fast-fading old days, it was us, not the youth, the parents, to summon the children. But roles are reversing, and we have no option but to comply. There could not be a better time for Africa, and Kenya in particular, to be talking about the youth and their views and the role in our society. Let me state from the outset that I have always been and I remain a firm believer in the potential and power of the young people to shape the future of Africa. I know firsthand that many of the great developments that have been achieved in Africa, including here in Kenya, were pushed and forced by the young people. Without fear of doubt or doubts, I can state categorically that I am honored to have been a key player in the youth movements that transformed Kenya into a democracy and open society of sorts in my years of youth. By age, Africa is an extremely young continent. Today, around 60% of Africa's 1.5 billion people is younger than 25 years. More than a third of Africa's total population is between 15 and 34 years old. It is therefore obvious that the solution to some of the greatest challenges facing our continent lies with the youth. The youth live with those challenges, and they are expected to resolve those challenges as we move forward. So I've said that the youth is a potential. If you empower them, if you don't empower them, they become delinquents, drug addicts, thieves, and criminals. But if you empower them with the knowledge, access to knowledge, and access to opportunities, then they become a very powerful force for wealth creation in society. But the youth will not be able to provide solutions to our problems unless they are empowered. As a leader, I remain deeply committed to overseeing a continent that provides opportunities for our young people. I'm committed to ensuring that the youth are change agents today as they make their way to being leaders of the continent. To this end, I believe we have the responsibility of ensuring that our boys and girls get equal access to education, that we give them skills to strengthen their leadership in every aspect of society, including business, academia, civil society, and politics. I believe that Africa has the responsibility of providing our young entrepreneurs and would-be entrepreneurs with the capital and networks to grow businesses and pursue innovations. In other words, we have a responsibility to help the youth help themselves and our continent. We are currently in the era of pursuing Africa's renaissance. The term renaissance itself evokes a rebirth, a renewal of spirit, and a resurgence of greatness. This is precisely what Africa needs in the 21st century. No segment of any population represents the rebirth and renewal of spirit better than the youth. In their hands lies the power to transform challenges into opportunities, to harness innovation for sustainable development, and to drive social change that benefits all Africans. The African Renaissance we envisage is not merely an economic or political ambition. It must also be a cultural and intellectual awakening. It calls for a reclamation of our heritage, a celebration of our diversity, and a commitment to unity amidst our differences. As leaders and stakeholders, we have a responsibility and duty to listen to the voices of our youth, empower their aspirations, and provide them with the platform they need to contribute meaningfully to our shared future. Their energy, idealism, and determination are the driving forces behind the resurgence of Africa on the global stage. We have a duty to harness this potential, nurture their talent, and jointly embark on a journey towards an African Renaissance that leaves no one behind. But our young people must not just rely on their adults to help them deliver Africa's future for their dreams. Our young people must learn to work together, learn from one another, avoid the divisions of the past, and be the change they wish to see on the continent. As young people, there's a very solid foundation and tradition to build on. The foundation and tradition are the joint efforts and sacrifices of older generations of Africa's founders who led our continent to independence, which did not come easy. We got where we are today by working together and imagining a future. They may have fell short of their own aspirations, but they did lay a firm foundation on which you can build new plans for a perfect continent.